Hello, Kyle Sarko, final report, IDS class. 4 traits that employers often look for that I have or believe I have traits. The first one being honesty. I think that honesty and integrity are huge factors for employers looking at candidates. It's often overlooked and not talked about, but honesty is usually something that employers, major companies, even small businesses always tend to highlight and tend to back up with customers that they have honesty, integrity in their company. They're doing the right thing. They're not stealing. Things of this nature are hard to measure, especially right off the bat. But over time, honesty, integrity have got to be a huge part of anyone's career if they want to be successful. The second trait I have is that I'm able to stay pretty focused, especially on job sites, work sites, and as a career. I tend to be really goal oriented in this aspect and focused and determined, whatever the goal might be or whatever the end product is. I can get there by staying on track. Especially a lot of times when you're working, you might be alone, and people have the tendency to, when they're alone and don't have someone constantly pushing them, to slack off and not be able to exceed their expectations or even get close to what they could do. Third trait, I'm very goal oriented, and if the goal of the company is transparent and we know what it is, I think a huge trait and valuability that I have is that I'm able to set goals, keep tracking goals, and I'm able to eventually reach whatever finish line we need to get to, whatever the end product is. Goal setting, being transparent with employers is a huge aspect. I carry that trait. I think a lot of people might not carry that trait. As we learned in this class, goal setting is incredibly important. I love setting goals. I set goals every day when I wake up, or at least a to-do list of things I need to get done. I set them for the day, the week, the month, the year, for the rest of my life. I have goals for every aspect, sports, relationships, friendships, everything. Work, career, school, everything has goals. Everything's written down. And that's always been a huge thing for me. I think once it's written down, it's way easier to accomplish. It's on paper. It's been determined that it's going to get done because it's on paper. And employers want to see that, no doubt. The fourth trait is kind of an odd one, but I do consider it a trait, especially nowadays, and that's that I am educated. And I don't mean that to be kind of pompous, but education goes a far way, especially in the town that I live in, which is majority a labor town. Having an education, even an associate's degree, is a huge step up on the majority of the population here. I think after I get my IDS degree from Eastern, that will even add to my quality and valuability for employers. To call it a trait is kind of misleading, but I do consider it to be a top quality. It pops out on any kind of resume or any talk with an employer or future employer, any kind of resume, it pops out. So I had to list that as one of the top 4. Couple strengths that I have to finish my degree and a couple weaknesses. Strength, experience, I'd put as one, given that I'm in my mid-30s. I've done high school. I've done an associate's degree. After I've been in the workforce for quite some time, I kind of understand the world a little better and have a different aspect on education. I don't think when I was 19 or 20 I would have respected an education like I do now. I don't think I would have been as focused as I am now. I definitely would have valued an education as much as I would have when I was 19 or 20, even mid-20s. So experience is a big thing. I consider that a strength. Mindset is also a huge strength. I don't need a degree. I have a pretty good career, but being mindful that I will finish a degree is a huge aspect. Um, I'll be the only person in my family to ever have a bachelor's degree. So that's a mindset that keeps me focused. And I do consider that a strength. And another strength is just general interest in education. Going back to what I said previously, if you have no real drive to learn fresh out of high school, like I did, I think when I was 18, 19, it's completely different now in my mid 30s. I want to generally learn this stuff. I want to understand it more than just reading it and going over it. Weaknesses, motivation is definitely one when it comes to motivation with schoolwork. Work and career, I can stay focused on. A lot of times the classes seem to build up, and it's just the same kind of stuff, same material in every class. And that is a weakness of mine, is staying motivated. The biggest weakness I have in my mid 30s is being busy, and lifestyle and scheduling, making time to do these reports, to do the writing, the studying, the lectures. Everything is a constant struggle because I'm so busy with the career, with other things. So going to the SMART goals for how to get my IDS degree. S for specific, obviously, would be to finish a degree here at EIU Eastern. Finish the degree within the next 2 years is a loose time frame. M, the measure, I need to take 3 classes. That's pretty specific to the amount of classes. But the measurable is I need to take 3 classes per semester, starting next semester to finish out. I won't take summer off, which is another key measurable to get to where I need to be. A for achievable. A lot of these skills I think I already have as far as English and math. Obviously, taking more advanced courses, I don't have those skills. That's why I take them to learn. So taking the classes for skills that I need to learn to finish out the degree is an achievable measurement and a good goal. The R, the realistic, is to just maintain 3 classes per semester. Just maintain, get through them. I'm not shooting for a high GPA. I would like a high GPA, but getting a B is fine with me, just getting through. It's a balance between work and everything else. So trying to just get through, it's a realistic goal, to be realistic. Obviously there's more to achieve, but to stay realistic. And time frame is by 2026, by the end of next year, I would like to be at the end of my IDS degree at Eastern. And those are my SMART goals to achieve the IDS degree and my presentation. Thanks for a great class.